Okay, so we are on. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes. I'm going to give some people time to come on. Hello to the person who was on, who just joined. It didn't show your name, so I'm not sure. Say something so I can know who you are. Hello. How was your day? Okay, I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes. I just want to give the people time to come on. Okay. If you're coming on, comment something. Let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Because it's not showing me when people pop up, when people pop on. Make sure I have my notes here. Wait for a few more people to come on, which is actually kind of convenient because I want to share this to my personal page too. Make sure I post it on the right timeline. Okay, so at 6:05, I'm going to get started. Those who are not on at that time can replay the video. I'm going to have it posted. So, but if you are coming on, just say something and let me know you're here. We're going to start at 6:05. I know people are probably trying to enjoy their Saturday. Hey, Megan. Hey. We're going to get started in like 2 minutes. I just want to give some people time to get on here because I believe this is going to bless somebody. So 2 minutes, you guys. Go ahead and share the video. Get as many people in. Get as many people on. We want to make this thing go viral. We want to make this thing go viral. Thank you so much for tuning in, Megan. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share it if you can, please. Let me pull my notes up. 6:05, you guys. We're going to start. But how was your day, Megan? Talk to me. Let's chat it up in the meantime till 6:05. If you're coming on, say something so I know you're here. Say, hey, girl, or something. Let me see. Get my notes on here. And as you're coming on, if you would, share the video, get as many queens, all your girlfriends, get them on. Get the people on. Get the people on. It's almost 6:05, you guys. And like I said, look, if anyone misses the beginning, they just, they'll have to replay it. Because I don't want to have us on here too long. How you been doing, Megan? How you been? I don't know if you're commenting. If you are, good, I can't. Nothing's coming up. Okay, it's 6:05. We're not going to delay. All right. So as you all see, the topic of this live is stop blaming these men. It's time we heal ourselves. Okay? Stop blaming these men. It's time we heal ourselves. Okay, so I've been talking to a lot of women lately who are currently in toxic relationships. And in most cases, they left one toxic relationship that led them into the one that they're in now. And it happens. I get it. I've been there. You may have been there, you know. But why does this happen so often? Why is it so much more common, you know, than we think or than we realize, you know? A lot of us, we like to blame our heartbreak on the men that we've dealt with in the past. You know, men who we've loved and who hurt us, who we trusted. We like, hey, Eddie, we like to blame our heartbreak on men that we've dealt with in the past, but it's time that we stop. Because at the end of the day, even though they did it, they may have been the one to hurt you. It has nothing to do with them. And it's time, again, that we stop blaming these men, and we need to start owning the parts of our healing that the part that we play a part in. You know, we need to start owning that and do what we have to do to heal ourselves. We bless God for the glow. So think about it. How did you handle your last relationship? To the ladies on here, how did you handle your last breakup? Did you give yourself time to put love on pause? Or did you jump into the next thing with the next guy who winked or showed you a little attention? What did you do? How did you handle it? If y'all can share the video. I want to reach the masses with this. What did you do? You know, did you give yourself time to learn yourself, learn who you were, what you liked, what you didn't like? You know, did you give yourself time? And you don't have to answer in the comments. Just think about it. Just think about it. I have to go back up to my notes. But honestly, you guys, we live in a society that pretty much applauds us, that says, well, in order to get over one man, you have to get up under a new one. And we're going to talk real tonight, okay? Because we're all grown. We're all grown on here. You know, they say they expect you to pretty much hump yourself silly when you're heartbroken and when you're hurt, not realizing that that makes matters worse and that that's the wrong way to deal with it. But that's a whole nother live for a whole nother day, okay? But honestly, a lot of us ladies are dealing with unhealed wounds from our childhood. Some of us are inwardly suffering from abandonment issues. Some of us may be dealing with daddy issues and don't even know it. Either that or we know it, but we don't want to put in the work to get free from it, to get healed from it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us know, but we suppress it. We don't want to put that work in. We don't want to have to go through the lonely season of trying to heal and, you know, break free from toxic relationship. We don't want to deal with it. You know, but in this season, I have to let you guys know, you have to want to work on you. You have to want to heal those parts of you that cause you to run to the same type of man, that cause you to fall for the same type of man. You got to want to heal those parts of you, you know? And a lot of times, honestly, ladies, we expect far too much. We expect far too much from these men. We expect them to fill voids in our lives that they could never fill, you know, and we end up hurt, heartbroken, and disappointed every time. We expect them to come in like Superman and hold us down in every way, not knowing that half of them are broken themselves. But again, that's a whole nother live for a whole nother day. But anyway, where do we start? Where do we start when it comes to self-healing? Again, we understand that God is the ultimate healer. We get that. God can do in 1 second what we've tried to do our whole lifetime. You know, so we get that. He is the ultimate healer. But there are things that we can do. Because again, queens, we're taking ownership in this season. There are things that we can do to aid ourselves in the process of our healing. Okay, and these things, it's not all of them. I'm only going to name 3. It's not all of them, and it's things that you can do on your own time. You can come up with your own stuff to do. You know, so these aren't gospel, but these are things that have helped me in my process. You know, in my healing process. But the first thing Find the root of what attracts those men to you and what attracts you to them. In case I have a note taker on here, I'm gonna say it again so you can write it down. Put it in your phone or whatever. However, find the root of what attracts those men to you and what attracts you to them. So, as you all know, if there is ever a lesson to be learned and you don't get it the first time, guess what? Chances are you're going to have to repeat it, right? So, I'm going to give a little story, a little snippet of my story. So, back in 2013, I got divorced, but I was still dealing with him on and off. Same year, within 4 or 5 months, I was talking to somebody else. That didn't work out, so I chilled for a second. Fast forward to 2015. Got myself into a horrible situationship with somebody else. That relationship, yeah, to God be the glory, I'm out. But I finally had to say, you know what? Take a pause. What's the problem? Because at the end of the day, the common denominator in every last one of those relationships was me. It was me. And this is the kind of stuff that we don't like to accept. It's the kind of stuff that we don't like to shed light on, because it really makes us have to look at ourselves. How many people find that easy? I don't. If you can show me somebody, I want to dap them up. But yeah, so I had to ask myself, what is it about me that's attracting these kinds of men to me? What is it about me that is finding these types of men attractive? Why do I always fall for the same type of man? Again, questions I had to ask myself. It was almost like a same script, different cast type of scenario. Do y'all remember that song with Whitney Houston, Deborah Cox? Same script, different cast? Yeah, that's how it was. But hey, how you doing, Matthew? But I had to literally take that time. I had to take it all the way back, though. Again, I had to get to the root, take it all the way back to my childhood, get to the root of it so that I would not continue to go through the same thing and make the same mistakes and fall for the same type of man. You know, because honestly, y'all, at 34, that just ain't cute. Let's just be real. It's just not cute. And a lot of women, you know, a lot of y'all may say, well, shoot, my childhood was hard knock. My childhood was dark and dreary, and I don't want to go back to that place. I don't want to, you know, I'll do anything else, but don't make me go back to that place. If y'all are on here, if y'all would share the video for me, please. We want to get this out, but I don't want to go back to that place. You know, I don't want to remember that place where I was when I was 5 and the pain and hurt I had to go through as an 8-year-old girl or whatever. And I understand. Now, let's be clear. I didn't have a hard knock childhood. You know, my childhood was actually good. It wasn't perfect, but I had a good childhood. But at the end of the day, everybody's story is different. You know, what may have been hard knock to you or to me, you may look at it like, that ain't, girl, I've been through worse. Or vice versa. What may be hard knock to you, I may be looking at you like, it's really not, it ain't that deep. So again, everybody has their own story. But at the end of the day, whether you want to do it or not, I get it. Nobody wants to do that type of digging, you know, to get to those types of roots, to, you know what I'm saying, to be free. I get it, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. So you have to put in the work. You have to want to put in the work, because we can't continue to blame these men. We cannot. So that was the first thing. Find out what the root is. What attracts you to them? What attracts them to you? Number 2, unlearn all of the negativity that was either told to you or that you told yourself. You need to unlearn all the negativity that was either told to you or that you told yourself. Yeah. All that mess that you were told as a little girl that still affects you to like today, you got to let it go. You know, you're 35 or 40, but you still remember what your father said. You remember hearing that you weren't pretty enough or that you weren't smart enough, or you remember the lie being said that your opinion didn't matter. So you lost your voice and your sense of self. You know, your last relationship may not have been physically abusive, but it may have very well been verbally abusive. He may have told you that you would never find another man like him. He probably said that no one would ever want you because you have too many kids or you're too fat or whatever. whatever. But at the end of the day, you have to stop believing the lies. Stop believing the lies. Unlearn the negativity. Unlearn the negativity. When those thoughts come to your mind, you have to renounce them. When those negative thoughts come to your mind, what they said and how they made you, renounce them. What does it mean to renounce them? Give them up. Put them aside. Disown them. Don't believe that mess. The Bible says to cast down every thought and imagination that exalts itself above the knowledge of God. 2 Corinthians 10:5. Meaning that if a thought is trying to get you to believe something that God didn't say, cast it down. Say, nah, that ain't for me. I don't know who brain that was supposed to be, but that ain't for me. Hello. You got to start talking back to those thoughts. And that may sound slick crazy, but at the end of the day, if a thought comes up that says, you're not pretty, you know what you say? I'm beautiful. If a thought comes up that says, you'll never amount to anything, you know what you say? I will be successful. You know, what about the thought that says, you're not worthy of love? What you say? I'm worthy of true love. And one day when the time is right, it's going to find me. Talk back to those thoughts. You got to be quick on your feet. We quick on our feet with everything else. If somebody come for us, we clap back. Don't even have to think about it. You know, so when those thoughts come to mind, clap back. You got to renounce them. I'm not owning this mess. You're not beautiful. I'm not owning this. Yes, I am. You're not smart. I'm not owning that. Don't own any of the negativity. Talk back to the thoughts. Start making nice with yourself. Start speaking kind words over yourself and to yourself. And stop beating yourself up for everything. For every little thing. Don't beat yourself up for every little thing. You know? So yeah, unlearn the negativity and replace it with positivity so that you can move forward in your healing process. Trust me, it helps. I'm not telling you something somebody told me. I'm not telling you something I read in a book. I'm telling you what I know. So that was the first, that was the second thing. I'm going to go back for those. Yeah, right. You have to change your mindset. Joyce Meyer has a book called The Battlefield of the Mind. I haven't read it. It's been some years. I need to reread it because honestly, that's where all the battles start, in your mind. In your mind. So again, you got to be quick on your feet. Cast that mess down because the longer you sit and wallow in those thoughts, that's how depression creep up. We can't do that. We have too much to do in this season to be sitting around depressed. We have to be innovative in this season. We have to be creative in this season. We have things to do in this season. But the first thing was find the root of what attracts those men to you and what attracts you to them. That was the first thing. The second thing, unlearn all of the negativity that was either told to you or that you told yourself. Because a lot of times it's not something somebody else said. It's something we sat up there and told ourselves over time. And now we believe in that mess. Now the devil laughing at us because we are now believing the lies. We don't have time for it. Undo that. Unlearn that. Disown those thoughts. So the last thing, because again, I'm not going to have you guys on here long. Begin to, and this is important. They're all important. Let's be clear. But begin to implement self-care. Begin to implement self-care. You have to make it a part of your life. No, let me do it like this so y'all know I'm serious. Make it a part of your life. Ain't that what they do? That's how you know you're serious. You got to make it a part of your life. And for me, this is by far my favorite. Okay, because it involves me being pampered and spending time to myself, doing things that I love to do. And if the truth be told, y'all, there was a time when I did not like being by myself. Like, I didn't want to be over here just lonely, looking all silly in the face because I ain't heard from my friends in 2 days. It was a time when I didn't like that. But now I will get my purse. I will drive myself to the spa. I'm going to get me a massage or something. But anyway, let me get into it. So what is self-care? It's pretty self-explanatory, obviously. But I'm going to make up my own definition, okay? For the sake of this live, I'm going to make up my own definition. But anything you can do for yourself that involves the upkeep of your physical, mental, and emotional health. Simple, self-explanatory. You guys share this video if you will, please. Some examples of self-care can be going to the spa for a massage. I put that first in my notes because that is y'all, one of the best feelings ever. I just want to I beseech you, y'all, if you haven't done it, you got to do it. You got to do it. You could even read a chapter of a book that you like. Read a chapter in a book every day. Yoga, Reiki, going to the gym, going for a hike, whatever it is, honey, do something that says, I took care of self today, or I took care of self this week. You don't have to be every day, once a week, once a month, or whatever, but do something to implement self-care in your life. I'm trying to tell y'all it works. You don't have to believe me, but if you do it and you find out that it works, just inbox me, girl. Just inbox me. But at the top of the year, I said that once a month, I was going to do something to invest in myself. And I meant it. So in January, I got myself a purpose coach. So I'm now being coached in that particular area by one of my greatest mentors ever. She's absolutely amazing. In February, next Thursday, as a matter of fact, I'll be going to Tampa for 5 days. And the months after that, plan them out accordingly. You have to learn to take care of yourself. I'm here for the grind, the hustle, all that good stuff. But all work and no play will make a sister go crazy. All these braids will be out. I'm pulling everything. I'm pulling my lashes off, everything. I'm pulling my pearls out, everything. I'm all work and no play. I get it. We got bills to pay. We have to work. We got to feed the kids or whatever else. But look, take that time for yourself. And it doesn't even have to cost a lot of money, to be honest with you. Again, it doesn't cost money to go to the park and take a hike. It doesn't cost money to go to the park and ride a bike. It doesn't cost money to, I was going to say to go to the gym, but you do have to pay the membership. But it's an investment because you're being, it's for your betterment. Physically, working out, mentally, all that stuff. Mentally, emotionally, I look at it as an investment. So, but anyway, so again, figure out what you can do and start doing it. That's, if it's not in your budget, you have to find something that is. Or again, find something that's free, that doesn't cost money. But you have to start implementing self-care. So I'm going to go over them again, and I'm going to let you all go. So the first thing was find the root. Find the root of what attracts those men to you and what attracts you to them. You got to find the root. Again, it may be tough to go to that dark place or whatever your childhood was like, whatever you had to go through. It may be hard, but know that it's going to benefit you in the end. If you really want to be healed in this season, you got to do the work. You've got to do the work. I'm hungry, y'all. Number 2, unlearn all of the negativity that was either told to you or that you told yourself. Because again, it's not always things that people have said to us. It's stuff that we have conjured up in our own minds about ourselves. And it's so crazy how we can point out the negative things about ourselves before we point out the positive things. But no more. We got to stop that. So, cancel out the negativity, input the positivity. Okay? And the last thing was begin to implement self-care. Make it a part of your life. Cannot stress it enough. I can't stress any of these enough. If they weren't important, I wouldn't have put them in my notes. But that is all, queens and kings. Hey, if y'all on here, hey. But I pray that this broadcast bless somebody. Hey, how you doing? So, and this is the end, you guys. Oh, came so quick. But I pray this broadcast bless somebody, even if it was just one person. I don't care about that stuff. If it's one person, that's enough for me. But if you can, like the video, share the video. If you have any questions, comments, prayer requests, or anything of the sort, you can message us on here. Message me here, or you can email us at iamqueen2@gmail.com. iamqueen2, TOO, as in like also, iamqueen2@gmail.com. For anything, questions or whatever. But I love you guys. I said, what's 30 minutes? What, 25? Actually, my clock is 5 minutes fast. I knew I wasn't going to have you guys on here long. People got stuff to do, and I understand that. But I love y'all. But yeah, stop blaming these men. Do your part. Do your part in your healing. That part is up to you. Everything ain't up to God. Everything ain't up to these men. It's time that we take ownership in our healing and do what we need to do to get healed. Okay? All right. Well, all right. That's it, y'all. I'm hungry. I love you guys. And I pray it bless somebody. I pray it bless somebody. Share this. Someone needs to hear it. Your aunt, your sister, your girlfriend. Someone needs to hear it. So share this. Matter of fact, who is on here? Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything to say? Anybody before I go? And for those of you who are just getting on, you can just replay it. I'm gonna have it posted. I'm not gonna delete it. That would be like silly to delete it. Anybody have anything to say? Because I'm about to get off of here. I think I'm gonna go see what's the name of that movie with, oh my goodness, Cookie from, what's her name, y'all? The movie not Sister Soldier. You know what? I can't think. Oh my gosh. I can't think, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, y'all take care. Be healed in this season. I love you guys. Share this video and be blessed. And have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care, queens.